Alright, let's get another one of these terrible fucking entries in this movie, in this whole series out of the way. Puppet Master 10, Axis Rising. Now, I don't remember anything from the last movie. I remember they were trying to blow up some weapons plant for some reason. Like the guy and his girlfriend. And then there was like some Japanese dude, like some Japanese geisha. Not a dude. It is a female indeed. Some geisha who's Japanese in the middle of Chinatown. And like, I don't fucking know what's going on in this series. This is just not a series I like. But for some reason, I keep coming back to them. So let's watch this. I'm sure this is going to be awful. Like the last 5-6 entries in this series. But Charles Band is directing this one. He directed it. So that gives me a little bit of hope. But then again, I mean, Charles Band isn't a great director or anything like that. So who knows? But at least Charles Band directed this. It gives me a little bit of hope that this might be better. And I'm going to regret these words by the end of it. Now, like usual, they better play the goddamn theme to Puppet Master. The one I love so much. I think we got it in the last one. But like the one or two before that didn't have it. And I was very upset. So I'm hoping we get this here. Alright, so Ozu. That was her name, the geisha. We open up here with Blade, which is good to see him, just like the first thing you see with this movie. So happy that Blade is here from the start. And Ozu, the geisha, is meeting with some guy involved in the Nazis and everything, which I keep saying. The whole Nazi and World War II shit with this whole series has no appeal to me. And I'm pretty sure this is going to revolve around all of that, just like the last movie. But Ozu is her name. And this Japanese geisha, she's like walking around to meet this guy with a samurai sword. Like, has she ever seen Indiana Jones? Like, these guys got like machine guns. Like, she has no chance if something breaks out here. She had 2 ninjas with her in the last movie. I remember that. I forgot if they got killed. Probably did. But she should have hired 2 new ninjas just to have them there for her. Because she ain't taking these people on if something goes wrong. Like, she will be dead before she can even, like, swing her sword at all. So this general or captain, whatever the hell he is, Mobius is his last name. He's saying that the guy from the last movie, the German that was dealing with Ozu here, the geisha, that he's taken over and that guy is just on permanent leave, who she was dealing with from the last movie. Which, to me, says that actor did not want to come back and do another movie of these. So that's exactly why we have a different guy here. So I don't know why this geisha, the actress, even bothered coming back for this, because this guy just shoots her dead. Like the first 2 minutes of this movie after their little conversation. And weird line, but he says to his followers, his little guards, do with the body as you wish, and then get rid of it. I don't know what that's supposed to mean, but that's fucking weird, that line. Alright, starting off alright though. We got the theme music, the Puppet Master here in the credits. They're pretty cool credits too. They're like showing all the puppets and stuff like that with the music playing. Can't complain. Happy I just got the theme here, because I hate the movies that don't have that theme. It's such a great theme. Alright, so as I figured, this is a direct sequel to the last one. And I don't even remember where we are in the timeline here. Like, 'cause we have Pinhead here with the main dude from the last movie and his girlfriend. Fuck if I remember their names. David, I want to say. But who knows? That can be completely wrong with none of the letters in David in the actual person's name. So who knows? But we have Pinhead. We have Leech Woman. We have Blade. We have Jester. Tunneler from the last movie. They have to rescue him. Like, he didn't, and the ninja puppet that they transferred his friend or some shit into the ninja, he didn't make it. So everybody shed a tear for Ninja Puppet, because he's gone forever. But they're going to try and get Tunneler back and get Pinhead some new clothes, because they're apparently, the puppets need clothes, I guess. And I mentioned the timeline because, what was it, 3 movies ago, with the prequel with Toulon and as a young guy, and that's when he meets his wife Elsa, and he put her into Leech Woman. So this is still in the past. Has to be, because Leech Woman gets torched and killed in the second movie. So this still has to be in the past. It is, but who knows when? Does it matter? Not to me. Alright. It's all coming back to me. Who sings that? I don't remember. Why it just popped into my head? I don't have a clue. But it's all coming back now. So it was his brother who died, and he put into the ninja puppet. So he's double dead. And they have to take on the Nazis and the Japanese all at the same time. And this movie just gets so crazy. This whole franchise. Like, I don't know why they didn't take them to space. We brought Leprechaun there. We brought Jason there. Fuck it. At this point, and there's still like 5, 6, 7 more movies. I don't even know how many more there are. At this point, why not? Take them to a tropical island. Have a puppet master there. Go to space. Go inside a volcano. Like, anything at this point would be more interesting than this whole World War II shit. And I remember now from the last movie, too, that the guy, David here, I want to keep saying David. I'm pretty sure, actually. Hold on. I can figure that out real quick. Danny. All right. Say first 2 letters. I got those. So, we're good. Danny. And his girlfriend is Beth. All right. Now we can continue this fucking movie, man. Like, this is gonna be fun, for sure. Like, these videos for doing the series always is. But yeah, I remember Danny wanted to go to war really bad, but he has a limp, and he hardly has a limp. Like, he could walk. He was walking all over the place in the last movie. So his whole excuse that his leg's fucked up and he can't go to war is bullshit. He just doesn't want to go to war. And his brother, the one who turned into Ninja Puppet, he, like, went to war and then came back. So this is all in World War II still, which I figured. Oh, and where the hell is Six Shooter? He wasn't in the room with them. Pretty damn sure he was in the last movie. So I don't know what happened to him. Do they have to go on a rescue mission for him also? Because it seems like this whole movie's going to be Tunneler, the rescue. Like, that they have to just go and rescue Tunneler. A fucking puppet from the Nazis and the Japanese. Which, I mean, it was only the geisha, Ozu, and her 2 ninjas that, again, I'm pretty sure they were killed in the last movie. So what Japanese is he worrying about now? Are we just going to have an onslaught of ninjas and Japanese people like coming into the picture here? I don't know, but I really want to see Six Shooter. I don't know where my 6 shooter is. Well, I know where mine is. He's up there. But in the movie, he's not here, and I'm starting to get irritated. So we meet some old doctor, and he has his own puppets or toys or whatever, and they look hideous. Like a baby with like a monocle on it and like all this crazy shit. But then we have this Nazi woman who comes in the sexiest outfit, man. She has the biggest breast. That's fine. Like, I'm good with this. Like, for this scene, they can talk about whatever the hell they want. That's just great to look at. Yeah, they're so over the top here. I mean, like, this Nazi woman seems like just like a stripper in a Nazi uniform. Like, that's how she is. Like I said, fine to look at. But then this doctor, it sounds like they have this family, because he's saying that if he can finish the work here, we don't know exactly what that work is yet, will he be able to see his family? So it seems like the Nazis have his family, and they're blackmailing him to do some type of project for them. Then she's like all over this old doctor and stuff, and like, I mean, she's fucking with him, but like still, she's like rubbing herself on him and saying like, you desire me and all shit like that. Then Air Mobius, that's his name, Air Mobius, the main dude, Nazi, comes in, and then he starts talking and shit. I don't know, man. These movies are weird, like this franchise. Despite despising the last like 5 or 6 entries, this franchise is like a drug. It's like, you know it's terrible, you know that you're not going to enjoy it, but still something just pulls you back to keep watching and hoping that one of these entries ends up being pretty good, like along the way. So I forgot to even mention, this is on Tubi, so some of you know what that means. If you guys love sports, hop on a subscription for Paramount Plus. because the NFL playoffs on CBS, they're going to be live streaming on Paramount Plus. So if you're into sports, get on that. And if you guys need a windshield repaired, it's best to go with Safelite, because Safelite repair, Safelite replace. So Danny and Beth get kidnapped, and they think it's the Nazis, and then their blindfolds are taken off, and they're with some guy from the military, from the U.S. Army. And they said that they know about the warehouse or whatever that they blew up in the last movie. And Danny tries to explain. He's like, let me explain. And like, I can explain it all. And he's like, son, like, heroes don't need to explain anything. Like, I want to congratulate you personally, because like the Krauts would have done a lot of damage. So he's getting some praise here, Danny. He did a good thing. Good for him. All right, so the doctor's working on this resurrection machine for the Nazis. And they didn't have a test subject, which the doctor said we need one in order to do it. So they bring in this Asian dude. I mean, we know the Japanese are involved, but this guy don't look Japanese. He looks like Korean or something like that. Could be completely wrong. So blanket it. He's from Asia somewhere. And the Air Mobius just slits his throat, like right then and there. And then says like, well, in order to have a test subject be resurrected, we need a dead test subject to resurrect. So he's making good points. So this dead dude is shoved into this machine, and at first it looks like it worked. Like he came back to life. And the Air Mobius is saying he's going to be the prototype for a soldier that never dies, and he's going to build an army and have his own new world order and everything. And then the guy's eyes turn like black, and his face like melts a little bit. Like, looks alright, like decent makeup on him, and then he just falls dead to the ground. So it's like, yeah, this didn't work at all. So he's gonna get pissed at this doctor. Yeah, so Air Mobius is pissed. And he ends up giving him Tunneler. And the doctor's blown away. He's like, I've never seen craftsmanship like this in my life. And Mobius pretty much tells him, use Tunneler as his test subject and figure out the secret within him and how this puppet moves on its own, or if it doesn't have anything that fits Mobius's vision and what he's trying to do, then destroy it, or he will destroy the doctor. So we got stakes here. So we're back with the army sergeant, or whatever the hell he is, talking to Danny and Beth and telling them about the doctor, Fraunhofer or some shit his name is, and that he's one of the most brilliant minds in the world, and he's cured a few diseases and saved millions of lives, and him in the wrong hands is very dangerous. So I guess we're gonna see how dangerous this guy really can be. Oh, and they also mentioned that this is like 1940s. So they mention the general says to them that the doctor's also trying to figure out a way to put a man on the moon, and then they like roll their eyes like it's never gonna happen. Which, side note, I don't think we ever went to the moon. Like, that's one conspiracy theory that I fully believe. I do not think we ever set foot on the moon. But this has nothing to do with the movie, so let's continue, shall we? I don't know why I do funny faces in the middle of videos. It just, I don't know, hits me at that second. Say, time to make some crazy faces. Alright, so the first half hour so far, not bad. Like, not terrible at all. So this is like the best opening half hour in one of these entries in a lot of entries. So hopefully it keeps going. But still, there's an hour left. Like, this feels so long and so far away for the ending of this movie. And I just want to see some puppets wreaking havoc everywhere. That's what I want in all of these movies. And we don't get it until like the very end, when they have to attack people and kill whoever the bad guys are. So who knows? Hopefully they do something decent with this, because like I said, the first half hour, nowhere near as dreadful and bad as the last 5-6 entries. So Air Mobius has some symbols that he's trying to decode, because it holds the power and knowledge of all things. And then he starts saying that he's had visions since he was a kid, like from like other realms, and like they started off as dreams and stuff. I don't know where they're going with this. Then Mobius goes ahead and insults the Führer, Hitler himself. Not like to Hitler's face, but there's a statue of Hitler like behind him. And he's just like, Hitler's a fool or something like that. The Führer is a fool. He doesn't think the resurrection machine is going to work. Which, so far, he's pretty damn right. So, And then Mobius goes on to say, like, he does not bow to any other man, and that he's in charge. Then he starts making out with the sexy Nazi girl and, like, sucking on her breasts and shit. So, I don't know. Take that as you will. Alright, now this isn't going to go over well with some people. Now, of course, what the Nazis did, the Holocaust, all of that was absolutely awful. Like, just one of the worst times in our country. I'm just saying, like, with one of the Nazis just did this. The whole Heil Hitler thing, and I already said this is awful, so that's off the table now. I admit it. Just saying, it is kind of cool. Like, it's a cool way to salute, like, your leader. Like, instead of, like, our salutes and stuff, and Japan, they bow and stuff. I don't know. It's cool. Like I said twice already, it's awful. So don't even come back at me with that. But, just saying, kind of cool. It's kind of funny, too, that the only repercussions I can think of from doing that, like, a few seconds ago, is Gareth from Video Tasties is going to edit that shit together. And it's just going to be like, it is so cool. Hitler, like, he's going to edit it somehow, and he's going to make me sound like a fucking Nazi. Like, Gareth, you see this? Don't do it. You can, because I pretty much just gave you, like, a great rebuttal to your Video Tasties tribute videos. So anyway, we have the general here, that the major, that congratulated Danny and Beth for their whole plan, and they stopped the whole power plant from blowing up. I don't even remember if earlier I said they blew up this plant. They stopped it from happening. So just to clarify that. But this general now has to babysit Danny and Beth. Like, he has to keep an eye on them from his orders from the major. So he even says, Danny's like, we're not kids. Like, if you don't want to be here, you can bounce. And he said, no. Major gave me orders. I must follow them. Good soldier. People who call women toots, I don't know, just never cared for that. And where are my puppets? I want puppets on the screen. I want puppet mastering going on. I want puppet killing going on. Not yet. So then this general they're having dinner, the three of them. Beth cooked dinner for them. And that's when he said, like, hey, you know how to make a great dinner, toots. Again, I don't know. Reminds me of like a Tootsie Pop. Or like a Tootsie Roll. I don't know. But then he starts talking about Danny's brother, and that it was he's truly sorry about what happened to him, and that we got to settle the score. So the general and Danny want to go settle the score against the Nazis. And Beth intervenes, and she's like, no, you're supposed to be making sure Danny doesn't get into trouble and killed or worse. Now, yeah, I can think of some situations that are worse than death. But death seems like the most finite thing. So I don't know what could be worse than him being killed. Besides, being tortured on end every day for years. And at that point, you just find a way to kill yourself, so if you know you're not getting out of it. So I'm still going to go with being killed is the worst thing that could happen to him. Here's my puppets. So Danny and Beth bring him, I guess, upstairs or wherever the hell they had the puppets. And they're showing the general all the puppets moving around. And he's like, you got to be shitting me. So they're letting him in on the little secret they have. Alright, now this is stupid. Pinhead... Remember I said earlier that he said Danny told Pinhead we'll get him some new clothes? Because they were all ripped apart and stuff. He's got a new shirt here. It's the exact same shirt. Where did he get that? Where? Like, come on, man. Seriously? Like, it's like they just have puppet stores that you can just buy accessories for them, and they happen to have the exact same shirt that Pinhead's been wearing through all of these movies. Like, come on, man. That's so dumb. And the sergeant, apparently he's a sergeant now. I'm pretty sure they called him general. Like, but I'm not a military guy. I don't know the levels and all that shit. So we're going with sergeant, like from here on forward. They show him the puppets, then saying that we should go get Tunneler back and kill some Nazis while we're at it. And he starts going like, I don't trust people. Like, my trust only extends so far. And It ends with kids and toys. So he's not having this idea. And I forgot what else I was going to say. Oh, yeah. So the military's always talking about, like, the element of surprise. That's the best way to get a jump on your enemies. Wouldn't these puppets be, like, the best element of surprise? Like, for anyone? Because if anyone sees these puppets running at them to attack them, they're not even going to comprehend it, like, right away, until they're being stabbed to death or choked or whatever the hell these puppets do in all these movies. So you would think that's, like, the perfect element of surprise there. Just unleash these puppets into a room of Nazis, and before half of them even know what's going on, they can be dead. And then we get to see hot-ass, big-breasted Nazi girl making out with this old doctor. And then Mobius comes in and he's like, what's the meaning of this? So he's pissed. Damn, man, he got real pissed. He pulled his gun out and he shot that woman right in the head. Cool. Like, I wish she stuck around more for the rest of the movie, just for eye candy. But she got hit square between the eyes. Just completely dead. And the doctor's like, oh my god. And Mobius is like, I am not your god yet, but I will be soon. Or some stupid shit like that. And I'm actually really digging the score in this movie. Like, we get a few different arrangements of the main theme. Which, like I always say, I'm so happy to hear it. So the whole score so far is very good. This is definitely starting to be the best entry since like 4 or 5. And we're at 10 now. So struggled through those 6 ones. But so far, 45 minutes in of a 80-minute movie, 80 and change minute movie. Not too bad. So they're going on this mission to save Tunneler and kill some Nazis. And they're bringing Blade and Pinhead with them. Leech Woman and Jester are staying behind, and as soon as he says, like, some of you should stay behind just in case we get caught, I like how Jester's face spins and he just has the sad face on him, like, I don't know how sad face that was, but it's nothing like Jester's, but he makes a sad face. So they're going and keeping a few of the puppets behind, so just in case they get caught, the 2 puppets are going to go rescue them? Like, I don't know, man. That sounds so ridiculous. Alright, so I saw this coming a mile away. Once she got shot in the head, sexy Nazi girl, doctor is putting her in the machine and going to try to bring her back to life. After he's been experimenting with Tunneler a little bit, and we see the green serum that we see so much throughout this series, so probably this is going to work. So in a way, we do get her around for eye candy after this. Yeah, so she comes out after he, I don't know, pushes a button and it works, and then she just falls to the ground. So maybe she ain't coming back. Yeah, so her face melts away and she's dead. And then he's like crying and stuff, and he's saying that the serum, the dosage he used, was not enough to resurrect a human being. It was enough for the puppet, not enough for the human being. So rest in peace, sexy Nazi. Now, if you guys are thinking about going back to school, going back to college, lucky day. You want to go to SNHU, Online University. So if you're thinking about going back to school, SNHU is for you. Every time. Every single time I watch a movie on Tubi. The stupid 877 Cash Now song, that's why I keep it muted. I can't hear that song anymore. And probably the rest of my life, whenever I hear that commercial, it's going to remind me of the Puppet Master films. Just from always getting that commercial on the ad breaks when I'm watching these movies on Tubi. Now, if you're between the ages of 50 and 85, and you plan on dying soon, and I've plugged this commercial in before, it's just too funny not to. You need Colonial Penn life insurance policy. So, if you plan on kicking the bucket, Colonial Penn is for you. Alright, now is this doctor going to use the serum on his little fucked up looking toy baby things? Because he said he's not going to fail this time. And then they just have a pan and shot on one of his creepy ass baby dolls with the monocle or whatever it is in its eye. I could see it going down that direction because, like I keep saying, why not? At this point in the series, 10 movies in, do whatever you want. I don't care if you have a puppet werewolf that starts running around the neighborhood in the olden days, like when Toulon just found out the magic, and there's just a puppet beast running around. Like, something. It doesn't matter. Like, they could literally do anything. Alright, so not the baby dolls, but he ended up, earlier on in the movie, when we first meet the sexy Nazi, we see that he's working on a puppet that's supposed to be her. So that's what he did. He finished the puppet, and then I'm guessing, like in the last few films, he was able to take the life out of her, like her soul or whatever it is, life essence, whatever you want to call it, and puts it into the little puppet of her, and calls her Bombshell. And she's got fucking gun turrets and stuff that shoot out of her tits. Oh no, it's her back. For a second, it reminded me of the fembots from Austin Powers, like when they're... No, it is out of her tits. I just saw it now. Yeah, it's like the fembots. It's like... hilarious. And again, where is Six Shooter? I really want to know. Like, puppets just appear and disappear from these entries left and right. Like, I have no clue when any of these puppets are supposed to be alive or dead or lost or found or anything. Uh-oh, they're in little Chinatown here. The Japanese are coming. The Japanese are coming. Yeah, so the Japanese didn't come. The Nazis did, though. There were like 2 Nazis in the building, like in Chinatown, and they come out, and the sergeant and Danny just beat the living shit out of them, and Blade and Pinhead are hiding out. Then Bombshell, with her turret tits, starts firing at them, and they take cover. And I don't know, I was looking away for a second, but it seems like Pinhead got shot a few times from Bombshell's breasts. It sounds so ridiculous. But he's all fucked up again. Pinhead really gets messed up throughout this whole series. Like, he takes all the damage. And to think, he just bought him a new shirt. And now that's destroyed. I don't know. The sergeant is helping them just to get Tunneler back? I mean, they said kill some Nazis, like, while they're at it. Fun. You know, killing Nazis is some fun shit. If you ever played the Wolfenstein games, Wolfenstein, however people pronounce it, that's some fun shit. Those are a great series of games, and you get to mow Nazis down. And now we see the Doctor injecting another puppet who looks like a werewolf. So that's interesting. Like, werewolf soldiers of the SS. If anyone remembers that mid-movie break with Grindhouse, with Planet Terror and Death Proof, there was, what, Werewolf Women of the SS, or Werewolf something of the SS, something like that. That's what it reminded me of. But we have a cool-looking werewolf puppet, so that's another positive. And then there's another puppet that is made out of, like, mini tank parts. Like, one of his arms is the fucking gun that comes out of a tank. Tank cannon, I guess, is the best word for it. He looks pretty cool. That werewolf looks fucking awesome. So we're getting some cool puppets here. But then the Doctor says to big-titted Nazi woman puppet, Bombshell, that don't tell Mobius about this, it's our little secret. She can't fucking talk. So how is she telling him their secret? I don't know. And damn, man, Leech Woman's being shut down left and right here. Like, they don't want her involved with anything. Why? Because she's a woman puppet? I don't know. It's so weird. But, like, why even have her in this movie? Just because she's part of the puppet collection? I mean, I get that. But if all she's going to do is wait in a room for the whole time, like, what the hell does it matter having her here? Come on. We also have a kamikaze Japanese karate puppet. I don't know, man. Like, I took karate from 6 years old to like 15. And I took Shotokan, I took ninjutsu. The headband that she's wearing, or the puppet's wearing, looks just like from Shotokan karate. But he's a kamikaze puppet with dynamite strapped to him. And he wants Air Mobius wants some general's head. I'm guessing it's the guy who, congratulated Danny and Beth on what they did. So I'm guessing it's him. But the Doctor's like, Yeah, well, you'll get his head, but it'll be in a million pieces. And that's when he introduces Kamikaze Puppet. And Leech Woman is here. So what was that whole thing with him saying to Leech Woman, like, "Sorry, hon, we gotta shake a leg," and then like leaving the room. But now Leech Woman's there with them. I don't know. Yeah, it is the General Porter, and they just got medals of honor. So good for them. I just wish the plot would pick up, like, for the last 15 minutes or so of this movie, 20 minutes at most. But like I said, I'm enjoying this one much more than so many of the past entries. Is it good? No. Like, no, I will not watch this again. But it's a breath of fresh air that it's just not abysmal like the last 5, 6, 7 entries. And so we got Blade here, Jester, Leech Woman, and Pinhead. While they're getting their whole little Medal of Honor, then the puppet made of tanks and stuff like that with the 3 other puppets, with Breast Shooter and Kamikaze Guy and the werewolf. They just attack when they're getting this little ceremony done. So they start blasting people around, and the good puppets, they're not doing shit. So I don't know why they're just like hanging back and watching the show and not trying to protect Danny. Alright, we got some puppet on puppet action going on here, guys. We got a puppet cat fight between big breasted bombshell shooter and Leech Woman. Cat fighting it out. Then we have Blade jump down and start fighting with the werewolf, and Pinhead jumps down on the tank puppet. One of the people got blasted away. I think it was the General, right? Or maybe not. No, it's not the General. Someone got shot and killed, like with the American Army here. So, and another thing that I forgot to mention is that no mention at all about Danny's limp or his fucked up leg that we heard all about in the last movie, and that was the whole reason he couldn't go to war even though he really wanted to and stuff. This guy's walking great, like through this whole movie. Like, he doesn't even limp once. At least he limped a little bit in the last one. They just forgot all about that shit. Like, that has nothing to do with this movie. His leg was miraculously healed. Great news for you Wendy's lovers out there. Apparently every day there is Friday now. I don't know why, but they have some type of special fries. So if you like Wendy's fries, and I mean, come on, the Frosties are like crack. I've mentioned that one time on this channel. I don't remember why, but they're like crack, those Frosties from Wendy's. So if you like crack Frosties and you like French fries, every day is Friday for some reason at Wendy's. If you guys are looking for a new cell service, not really new, but go with T-Mobile, apparently, because AT&T, Verizon, they just keep raising rates, which I have Verizon, really didn't have an issue with it. But in case you do have issues with your cell phone provider, go with T-Mobile. They seem to be pretty decent. Yeah, see? The fucking general here, or sergeant, whatever, says that the most important thing in a war is the element of surprise. Like I was just saying earlier. And then Leech Woman points out some puppet we've never seen before. And then Danny says that's our element of surprise. How? I don't know. Never seen this puppet before. Don't know what its capabilities are, but apparently it's going to save the day. Alright, so they go to the Nazis, and Blade comes and stabs one of them, like when he's on the ground. He stabs him in the leg or something. He falls to the ground, then he stabs him like right here. And then Leech Woman gets on top of him, and his mouth's wide open like usual, and she starts spitting leeches down his throat. I've said this before in a few of these entries. Leech Woman, like, does she just have an infinite amount of leeches she can spit out due to magic? Or magique, as I love how they spelled it in one of the last movies? Or does she have to be loaded up with leeches all the time? Because I remember in one of these entries, Toulon said that he put leeches in her. So, does she have a finite amount of them? It doesn't seem so. Seems like whenever she needs to spit some leeches out, they're there every single time. She's not bloated. She don't look pregnant, this puppet. Like, none of that. So who knows how it works? Magic, doesn't matter. And we see Six Shooter finally showed up. Where the hell he's been, I have no clue. But he finally showed up. It's a great line from the sergeant here. When he goes like, there goes our element of surprise, because some Nazi walks in. And then Danny just takes out a gun and shoots the Nazi dead. And the sergeant's like, good job, son. You just zeroed your first Nazi. It's a cool line. And now Mobius walks in, and they're having a little conversation that'll probably lead to some type of standoff. And Toulon could learn a thing from these Nazis with the puppets. I mean, Six Shooter, yeah, he's got 6 guns in his hand. This guy's got a fucking tank. So, a lot more effective. And the Fembot big-titted Nazi puppet, like machine gun coming out of her. So he should take some lessons from the Nazis here and just try to make a Six Shooter a little better. Throw a fucking cannon dick on him or something. Have him be able to shoot missiles out of something. Would be a lot better against these Nazis. Speaking of Six Shooter, here he is. And he's actually got a different outfit on. It's not like the white coat with the red bandana. He's in like all black. Looks cool. Like a nice little change up on Six Shooter here. So the sergeant is killed. Rest in peace, Sergeant. And thank you for your service. So he's killed. Then Mobius just starts getting shot at by Six Shooter, and he's falling to the ground. He's going to die soon. Never screw with America. That's Danny's lines to Air Mobius as he's on the ground. He's about to shoot at Danny, and then Blade comes in and just stabs him in the back of the head. Cool. So then Dr. Fraunhofer comes in, and he's glad to see Mobius dying on the floor. And then he tells Kamikaze Puppet, he's like, yo, do your thing. And they all get like, we got to get out of here right now. They all rush out, and Kamikaze pushes his button and explodes the room up. And hopefully Mobius is dead. Yeah, so Mobius is dead. Whole place was blown up, and they let the doctor go, which he's not the worst guy. So he gets to live, apparently. Then we just see the puppets like looking at shit, like they just have up close shots of the puppets. But we see the doctor here still has the serum. He still has the serum in a little vial, so I'm sure that'll play into the next one, because I'm pretty sure the next one is a continuation of these 2 movies also. And Beth and Danny get to make out. We get the Puppet Master music, and then we see Six Shooter grinning. And again, I love his look in here. So all in all, pleasantly surprised. Like, again, is this a great movie or even a good one? No. Like, this is not something I'll probably ever watch again. But it was better than the last 6, 7 entries. So at least it wasn't like I'm just dying to just kill myself watching these movies. So pleasantly surprised, and I attribute that to Charles Band directing this. Which I said, I don't think he's a great director or anything like that. But he did a good job with this. So Puppet Master 10, Axis Rising, from what year did this come out? 2012? Yeah, 2012. 2 years after the last one. Pretty good. Not good, like, if I'm talking like a good film, but pretty good in this franchise. So I wish there was some more stuff going on with the puppets, as usual. Now it's kind of like a Romero Dead thing, where like in the last 20 minutes of the movie, you always get the zombies just eating everybody, like the big finale. That's how it is here. It's like you get the puppets, see them maybe once or twice through the movie, like kill somebody, and then you have a little battle at the end. So yeah, not too bad, like considering like this whole franchise. So don't know what made me want to do this movie like right now at 4 in the afternoon, but did it. And now we have the 11th one to look forward to. So I'm not doing that for at least a week or 2, because like I always say, I gotta space these movies apart or I'm gonna go insane. But this gave a little bit of promise for the next one, so kind of intrigued how the next one goes. So wherever you guys are from, hoping you have a great morning, afternoon, or night, and I will talk to you guys soon. Take care.